with me while I give you a tour of the 15 acres I own outright that I bought in 2021. And I'm going to give you a breakdown of what I think makes land valuable. So let's go. So the land is in a rectangle and it has a very large amount of road frontage, which if you're choosing land, that's important because you don't want a dog leg piece of land. When I say a dog leg, it's like a piece of land that's shaped in a weird way, and so you only have a tiny bit of road frontage, and so to access maybe the back part or the rest of the land, you have to just go through this tiny little area in the front or get an easement, which you don't want to do. You don't want an easement. So get a piece of land that has a big piece of road frontage. We've cut all these trails and you can walk pretty much the entire 15 acres, but we have maybe 7 acres of this pine forest. We have different building sites. I don't know what used to be right here, but it was like a big concrete pad, maybe a shed or a garage or something, but there is water right here. And I think I'm gonna make that an RV site. So in Southeast Georgia, people use pine straw instead of using mulch. And all of these trees produce pine straw. And then it's raked up off the ground and baled up and bought by landscapers, by Home Depot, by Lowe's, by all the local flower shops, gardening shops. Right now I'm walking the perimeter of the land, and this is kind of like a road that we carved out. As you can see, it's gorgeous. It's private. Another one of the things that I loved about this piece of land in particular is that it backed up to a really large tree farm. So there is no neighbor back here. There is no houses. You can't see a house from any part of our property, any neighbors. So half the land is the mature pines, and the other, I guess a quarter of it, are these juvenile pines that are growing. You can see they're not as tall. And eventually you can timber that part or just keep allowing it to produce the pine straw for a while. And then you have these ones right behind it that are also producing pine straw and that you can rely on, that are new. And this was here. The previous owner had just planted these when I had purchased the property. We do have a gun range, a safe place to shoot that we built, that you can shoot long range. Something else I took into consideration was the view. So when you look out from our property across to the other properties, this is the neighbor's property. So every morning, you just wake up to this peacefulness. It's on a very, very small road. There's no traffic. Very few cars come up and down this road. So the things that I took into consideration were the shape of the land, the usability of the land, what were my views, how many houses were surrounding me, what was the access like. It does have a house on it, you know, I lucked out with that, but that wasn't like the main factor. I wanted there to be electrical ran on the property, so there's electrical all the way back to the garage. That was there. The well was here, so I just had to like get a better well, you know, replace the mechanisms because they were old. There is water into different parts of the property, like irrigation setup. What else? I'm gonna give a full tour of the inside tomorrow and a price breakdown of everything I paid and pay to live here.